of the second week of the Baddie League. I'm just Dan, and with me is Thrifty Senpai. Welcome.
How you doing, Dan?
Doing okay. Butthole is a little sore once again. But, hey, pretty soon it'll just callus over, and then I won't feel it anymore, so...
Well, that's the good way to look at it. We're off to a really quick start here. We got a LeBlanc plan coming out from Blue Team. I say this is the first time we'll see boosted with their full roster as well. They had Cheeseburglar subbing in for the mid lane. Now they have Thor Odinson coming back. And we're just blowing through this ban phase. What do you think about these bans, Dan?
Gosh, they're so fast. My head is spinning. I just can't keep up with it. This is too much.
It's like we've been in for a minute and it's already all 6 bans and first pick.
And
someone's out.
Respect, rage quit out. He couldn't handle it. Gosh, well, we'll figure out what's going on here. But, God, I don't even remember what the bans were to talk about them. I know I saw a Kog'Maw.
A Lulu, a Gragas,
I saw Kog'Maw.
First pick. It went by so fast.
Yeah. Who got the Thresh first pick?
Heart. Waifu Superstar.
Okay, so Waifu Superstar getting that Thresh. Tree is obviously going to be getting the Thresh pick, and that is a scary notion indeed. You said there was an All-Stars ban, so sounds like Tree's just going to be able to grab everybody willy-nilly without a care in the world.
Yeah, I was say, it sounds right, and I mean, I think that's like a double-edged pick as well, because Tree is obviously very, very good at Thresh, but on the other hand as well, we have Respect being a well-known Thresh player, so...
Oh, there we go. That must have been why he left the queue. He's like, well, can't play Thresh. I'm leaving. I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Thresh rage quit. If you look at his match history, actually, his last 3 games in ranked were all wins with Thresh.
Oh, no kidding. Probably a smart pickup then.
Yeah. So I think that's really good. All right, so we have a LeBlanc, a Gragas ban, and an Alistar ban coming out. So that's why. So they ban Alistar so they can first pick the Thresh.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of.
And they have Ari, Lulu, and Kog'Maw coming out from bans from Team Boosted. I know Wang has been playing a ton of Lulu lately. Pretty much nothing but Lulu.
I was going to ask about that. I don't remember him playing Lulu that much, but if you're saying his match history is flooded with it, then that's probably a good ban there too.
He started talking to me after last week of SBL, and he was asking what I thought about Lulu, and I gave him his thoughts and everything like that, and he's just been playing it. Every time I've seen him playing League over the last week, he's been playing Lulu if he's been in a position that can.
Well, they get the Elise pick and the Corki pick.
Yeah. I think that's probably a Corki mid, if I had to guess.
Okay.
I know Thor really likes it.
All right, that's a good pickup, I suppose. We'll just have to see what they choose against him.
Yeah. It's a really safe mid lane as well. Once you get the package, like the Valkyrie is so long, you can either go and get pull off a nice gank with it, or I mean, it just makes you super safe in mid lane. The Valkyrie distance is basically the entire lane.
So I have a question about his package. So when he picks it up, how long does he have to use that package?
60 seconds.
Okay.
So.
All right then.
Yep. So he's got a whole minute to use it. Normally, most of the time, that's why they try to go for a big play. They go ahead. Dan, apparently, the overlay is messed up or not on the right thing.
Sorry, I forgot to switch it back after I switched it back again. We can all blame Respect for that.
Oh, thanks, Respect.
God, way to go. But anyway, looks like they picked up a Rek'Sai for Kragan to switch with Tree, and then Salvo getting his Tristana pick. I can't remember. Did he play on Tristana last week?
Yes, he did. I think that's really something that they want to have as a team every single time, because if we saw from what we saw last week, and just kind of how I understand these guys as a player, their entire goal is to just all go super deep and then leave Salvo to fend for himself.
Yeah, that sounds about right. On the wind, hovering Urgot. Is he going to play this?
That is a placeholder pick.
Okay.
It is a placeholder pick for Callista.
Gotcha. Well, I was getting a little excited for that Urgot, but I mean, I guess if he's playing Callista, that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah. Callista Braum's a strong solid bot lane.
Mm-hmm.
pretty solid pretty solid champion want to throw into the enemy team as well.
Yeah,
I mean, you
exactly.
don't really ever want a Braum in the middle of your team.
Plus, they'll get that double knockup too, so that'll be a good way to engage the fight. Well, we'll see who they'll be engaging into with my Wang and AJS0 still up to pick.
All right. No, so yeah, we can. There's a lot of options here. They have both the solo lanes here. Obviously, they get to know that the Corki is mid. Oh, we get to see the Kale mid and the Nautilus top.
Oh man, Nautilus top. I'm triggered already, and I'm not even in this game. Nautilus is such a bully in the top lane. It's not going to be a fun time for
the Riptide. Just does so much damage. It's insane.
It certainly does.
I mean, when he's getting nerfed on patch 6.5, but that doesn't drop until the end of this week, I think.
Okay.
So
we'll
it's currently not live.
Yeah, we'll be able to see.
So we'll see if that actually helps a little bit. Yeah, but we still get to see Naut top of his game. And Wang's played a lot of Kale before. I think he has Champion Mastery 5 on it, so he's played that quite a bit.
Oh, no kidding. Okay. Well, we'll see what Evolite picks here in the top lane.
I would say. See what Wynn decides to take against Nautilus.
There are not many options open
no,
to counter this beast of a top laner, and
Fiora.
I don't know how I feel about Fiora. Against a Nautilus, I can see you doing some damage, but you're gonna take down his shield, and then you're just gonna get CC'd to death. He's really gonna have to outplay.
I've actually seen, I've seen in a lot of LCS level games and LCK games where people will pick Fiora not with the hope of the early lane's still kind of a wash, but if you can try to get him ahead, the Fiora ahead, or even then, like if the game goes long, the Fiora basically becomes a straight up split push threat. The laning phase isn't like the most favorable. Like, it's not the worst because you are somewhat mobile, and the vitals help a lot because they're percent now excel true damage.
Yeah.
But once Fiora goes ahead and like gets like a really offensive like carry style build with like a bit of health, the Nautilus just has such a hard time handling Fiora as a split push threat.
Okay. All right, I can see that happening.
Yeah. Because the 4 vitals just does so much damage to Nautilus because he builds all these tanky, beefy stats and not a lot of damage, and then these vitals just proc percent max HP true damage and just tear him up.
Well, all right. Gosh.
Really,
I
really
trying
like
to think
both
of
these
something
team comps, though.
Yeah, I do too. I think last week, if I remember correctly, they really tried to, not them, I'm talking about, Superstar.
Okay, Waifu Superstar.
Yep, Waifu Superstar. Salvo got a Trist or some sort of big late game carry. Yeah, no, it definitely was Tristana. But
yeah,
they kept them all up in their face, and then Salvo just kind of stayed in the back and wailed down the other team. And with Wang, he's really going to be able to sort of help that with his heals and with his saving ult.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And just by being, they have a lot of ways to keep Salvo safe in the back line while everyone else gets to go very ham. Meanwhile, we kind of like got this nice like team fight / split push comp coming out from SS Boosted Friendship. So
yeah, let's. I'm excited to see a Callista ult into a Braum ult right into the back line to see if they might be able to nail Salvo down.
Yeah, that's a lot of CC really, really fast.
Yeah.
Top of that with like a Fiora that's going in or like a Corki who has the package. That could be a really scary team fight. Like all of a sudden, every single person besides the carry is just straight onto your backline and everyone's CC'd. One thing I want to point out though is, what do you think about the Elise pickup? We saw Dubdrum have a little bit of a struggle on this last week with Zach.
I was just about to bring that up. I think that's kind of strange. I haven't really seen an Elise in a long time. I think the last time was about a week ago. 30 played it, but that was just in a custom. But I don't really know how it fits into this team comp over here on the right side.
Yeah, I mean, she does have really strong gank early pressure, and obviously, I mean, she's one of the best junglers at tower diving because she can reset and drop the tower aggro.
Exactly.
But
Whenever I think of Elise, I think more of a pick comp because she has such a long cocoon and the stun is rather big.
Yeah.
It kind of juxtaposes all the other champions, but I mean maybe they know something that we don't. We'll just have to see what they do in game.
Something I was thinking about maybe is like maybe they want to try to go with it for the pick comp because they have Fiora split push a whole bunch, and then they can try to go for like a pick comp with the Corki Callista, or I mean maybe do this one another safe jungler that like Dubdrum's comfortable on because he had a really rough time with Zac last time, so maybe this is one of his comfort picks. I'm not super familiar with Dubdrum's jungle pool. So.
I know Shyvana. That's about it.
Okay.
I actually last week I wasn't able to catch the beginning of the game, but I came in towards the end. Gosh, and yeah, the Zac was just not really impressing me. So let's see if he might be able to pick his game up on Elise.
Really, I'm really excited to see how this game plays out, though. I think there's maybe like a possibility of a lane swap even, or do you think we'll see any invades?
I can see an invade out of Waifu Superstar. They have 2 hooks. I mean, you're not getting away from that unless you blow your flash. They'll be able to get a good flash out of that. But I don't really see Purple engaging into any sort of jungle fights before 2 minutes.
Yeah, so that's true. Like, if you a lot of the strength I have Braum, but that's about it as far as like the really strong level 1.
Yeah, I mean they do have 3 ranged champions to sort of proc his stun if he lands his Q, but I don't see them invading. I think they're going to play really defensively early.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Both Tristana and Kayle scale super well.
Yeah, Kawhi Superstar just seems like they're taking another sort of late game. We're going to get to late and just stomp your face in.
Yeah,
for the team comps.
Well, Nautilus doesn't scale as well as Fiora. He brings a lot of CC to the team fight, which is something the rest of their team really needs. Both are Thresh brings CC to the fight, but Rek'Sai is a knockup, but Kayle and Tristana don't have too much.
Yeah, I think that was a very good pickup by Swift to get just an asinine amount of CC on that team. I mean, Nautilus, he has a pull. He has a root. He has a slow. He has a knockup. It's everything
he's
in his
packing
plate.
in all the CC.
Yeah.
I'm also really surprised. I had no idea Swift had been practicing this champion. So.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can perform. I mean, I don't have any doubts, but we'll have to see how we do in game. And it looks like everyone has mastery except for Kragan and Swift. How do you feel about this Rek'Sai pick?
I haven't seen a Rek'Sai in a long time.
I know, I haven't either. What do you think they're trying to achieve with that pick?
I think Rek'Sai. I think they're a combination of, with the tunnels, it lets Rek'Sai come back, like a lot of mobility, and then helps a bit of the problem where I know they've had problems with Kragan being in the right position at the right time. At least from what I've heard with them talking. This could have been totally fixed. I mean, they've played tons of games, but I know that's something they were worried about at the beginning. And maybe also it kind of gives them like a way to have like solid gank pressure early, and a way to help combat the Fiora split push threat if the game goes late. Because Fiora will beat Nautilus in the 1v1, but if you have Rek'Sai who has like this kind of pseudo teleport in her ulti, maybe that can help out.
And here we go.
A summoner has
that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Impossible. Hashtag BCL pause of the game.
I'm just changing the tags here.
Yeah.
So it's Waifu Superstar versus, gosh, the name of the team is eluding me.
Boosted Friendship.
Boosted Friendship. Oh, that's right.
The
because
thing is just boost.
Yeah.
Yep. For those of you who are not familiar with the Dubdrum boost controversy.
I don't know how I could have forgotten about that. Should we inform the viewers of what happened?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I wanted you to take it because I don't want to be the bringer of bad news.
Oh, okay. Pin it on me. Tell him with the bad news with as far as the game or the boosting.
The boosting.
Okay. We'll never escape this. That's just how it is.
Did it get brought up last week too?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, of course. All right, then we won't bore you with the details. We'll just say Dub Boost. He's a dirty feeder.
Basically, the TLDR is that Dub's account was allegedly banned for a week or two for boosting, and his rating jumped around a little bit here and there. So.
What a jokester.
What a jokester.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta get to plat by any means necessary, you know?
Dude, gotta go for the border.
Alright, we're back.
We're off now, though. Yeah. We've got 3 Doran's Blades coming out from Team Boost, ready to leave.
Oh, yeah. They're bringing a lot of damage. They better watch out.
Yeah.
I think they...
say.
Do you think they might try to invade with all this damage they have?
I don't know. The pings are coming down. They're like trying to make an aggressive movement. They aren't really fanning out. We see Life and Superstar kind of spread out. They're obviously just trying to be happy with taking what they have, but Boosted is definitely moving in for like an aggressive play here. You don't normally stack 5 people in that bush for no reason whatsoever, but the ward will catch them out. So
yeah.
We'll see exactly what their plan is here.
Now, if they're not moving in a bush and Rek'Sai is tunneled, can he see them?
Not if they have to be moving. They're moving back and forth even. Oh, we go out. We see the Braum Q land on Kragan. 3-4 stacks. Flash in to get the stun. Thresh Plate's going to knock him away, and Kragan's going to have to flash out to safety. That was Braum Flash for Jungler Flash.
See,
so that's already a pretty good value.
If I'm the jungler, though, I don't really use Flash in the jungle that often unless I'm ganking, so they should be good for the first, gosh, I want to say 4 or 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, no. I think the burning flash isn't too big of a problem. The problem is he's going to get to his camp slate.
Oh, true. Very true.
Actually, it looks like he's not going to miss it by much.
No, it won't be that drastic, but it's a few seconds in the jungle can mean the difference between a gank and a miss gank.
That's true. That's very, like, as far as like people trying to get into lanes at the right time. Oh, the jungler beats you there by a few seconds. It can be awkward. Which of these lanes are you?
What's that?
Yeah. People flashed in their mastery.
Yeah. Were you about to ask which one I'm most interested in watching?
Yeah. Out of these lanes.
Really top. I mean, as someone who plays top in the Baddie League, I really am rooting for On the Wind, just because. I mean, Nautilus just tilts me. Let's be honest here. But I mean, I'm always a sport for the underdog.
That's fair. Nautilus is a jerk. He's quite the bully, and we see a lot of damage going down. Big trades going back and forth in the mid lane. Both these people not afraid to trade and come to blows, so might see a first blood hopefully soon. That's a place to keep an eye on.
Definitely.
Meanwhile, Swift taking some damage, but he's shoving the wave in.
On the Wind with a good parry there to kind of disable the root.
Yeah.
He's really going to have to outplay with those parries if he's going to want to come out ahead in this lane. Otherwise, like you said...
Oh, sorry, Kragan's coming in for the gank. He's going to go through, comes out, gets the knock-up on Thor after using the Valkyrie. He's going to continue to get a couple more autos, but Thor's just going to walk it out and put a little more damage back on the Kragan. But this Thor really, really low. Meanwhile, Dubtrum finds AJS Zeros, chasing him down. He's moving down, but AJS is going to have the Spider-Man out from the Spider, walk out safely.
Well, a lot of jungle presence early in this game. Did either of them blow a flash though? I don't think that either Swift in the top lane or Thor mid. Doesn't look like.
No summoner spells were spent, but however, Dubdrum's going in and moving in onto Kragan's blue buff, while Mai Wang has Thor pushed all the way back. So we'll go and see if he's actually able to successfully clear this blue buff or not.
Looks like Kragan's going to investigate here.
Yep, Kragan has smite out, so he's probably just going to smite steal it.
He gets it, yep.
Yep. Thanks for the effort. Really appreciate you getting that all low for me. I'm going to take that and walk on out.
That was very nice of Dumb, I do have to say.
Yeah. Maybe felt sorry for invading and burning his flash early on.
Oh, that must be it. That must be it.
Yeah. Dubtrum's setting up with On the Wind, looking for the gank on Wang.
Wang is wise to that. He's got 2 wards in that upper river.
Yeah, sees both of them coming by, and he knows to back off.
Fiora does have a pretty sizable gold lead already. Well, I should say creep lead, up by 6. But let's see what they do here.
Yeah, she's putting out a lot of hurt on Nautilus.
Yeah, wow.
Nautilus has already gone back, and he's already chunked again by like a decent amount. I mean, he does have the pot to heal him back up, but
I mean, so does On the Wind. I mean, he still has his health pot.
yeah. Really, really impressed for trying to handle such a heavy lane. Xmas just going to land a quick hook under a Squacked Flame back. Salvo's going to get a cut of the damage, and Evelite's going to even out the trade by putting a few autos on Xmas Tree. Little skirmishes here and there, but nothing too exciting yet. Most of the real lead in action is going on in the top lane, like you said.
I mean, I think the only reason for that is because they're both melee. They both need to beat each other up to at least fight for some sort of CS.
Exactly.
And
I mean, Nautilus is one of those champions that wants to be a jerk all the time.
Exactly.
Ooh,
and here
real
comes
big carry
Kragan.
coming out on the win. Kragan's coming in though. Yeah, he'll get on the wind's flash for that play.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Dubdrum counteracting that top gank with a bot gank and brings Tree pretty low. Tree's got to blow his flash, but I think it was.
Tree also blew. They blew 3 summoners there.
No kidding.
Said I missed the fight, but apparently they got Tree's flash exhaust and Salvo's heal. So a really big gank coming out from the bot lane.
Yeah. Did they blow anything? No, they didn't even blow anything for that.
No.
Huh. Well, just a 500 gold lead, mostly coming out in CS here and there, but good set of ganks there.
Yeah, I say we'll probably go ahead and see these jungler effective lanes. I mean, On the Wind doesn't have flash, and Nautilus has a ton of CC, and then on the bot lane, once Calista hits 6 and Thresh doesn't have any summoners, that could be really scary.
Yeah, definitely. How close are they to? Looks like they're about 1/4 of the way to level 6, so expect some action here in a couple minutes.
Then might see our first blood of the game coming up. Actually, we see Dubdrum lurking behind, looking for a kill onto Swift, but he's going to be spotted by that pink ward. We'll see. He spots it as well with his ward.
Gosh. Here comes Rek'Sai.
Oh, Kragan's coming in for the gank on the bot lane. He's going to get the knockup on the Evelite. This is going to land the hook, flay both of them back. Evelite's going to flash up, but it might not be enough. Tons of damage going down on him, but he's going to get really low and walk right on out. Squeck's going to cover up for him.
Well,
that's both flash and heal out of Evelite. It's a really nice gank.
That's good of Kwai Superstar to pull that right before they hit 6. Otherwise, they would have been looking at a gank in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that's a really good call. By doing that before they hit 6, don't have to worry about that level advantage, and them trying to abuse their bot lane's lack of summoners.
What? Oh!
Wow. Tries to go, gets the grand challenge onto Nautilus, but is unable to damage him to remove him from his recall.
Yeah.
That burns the ultimate cooldown, and Nautilus gets out scot-free.
Yeah, that's too bad. One thing I've heard Fiora players complain about is that the Grand Duel doesn't do damage, so situations like that occur more often than they'd like to admit.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe that is embarrassing, I feel like. Blow your ult on someone who if you land a hit, would be assuredly dead, and instead they just...
Oh, well.
Walk on out.
Did he flash in for that? Oh no, his flash had been done prior, so...
No, he just dashed into it. He did, I think it's the Q.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're all right. Let's see. Let's see if when he comes back to lane, if he might be able to pull off a kill. I mean, his ult cooldown is already half
Meanwhile,
through.
bot lane, we got Thor Odinson with the package looking by with Dub Drummer to see if they try to make a play here. They have Waifu Superstar. He comes in with the Valkyrie. Huge play, knocks over Tree and Salvo. Salvo's going to jump out, but Tree's going to get locked up and put down. That's going to be first blood onto Avalite.
Well, like we said, you got the Callista ult into the Braum ult. That's just too much CC to deal with in such a short amount of time.
They didn't even actually use the Braum ult. It was
no?
just the, it was the Corki package knocked him aside, and they just landed into the Callista ult, and he was just locked up. We'll see if they try to go ahead and go for Dragon on that, but meanwhile, Waifu Superstar, Kragan and Myoang pushing down the mid tower, saying, no, you're not going to get that Dragon kill for free. We got AGS0 also coming down. We're just not sure exactly what he's doing, but we're going to see Boosted moving up to try and counteract it lately, I guess, and decide to turn around and say, yeah, okay, we will take the Dragon.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have just went straight to Dragon. It looked like mid. By the time they were even passing Dragon, it was already, gosh, a tenth of its health left.
Yeah, and on the win, though, it's going to be in a really awkward situation. 3 members of Waifu Superstar went in to get the red buff, and they're coming in behind him, but On the Wind's just going to teleport out saying, not a chance, I'm not risking this.
Yeah, that's very smart. I'd rather blow a teleport than a death.
Yeah, would probably be an assured death. He had 3 members of the team coming behind him. Oh, Cook goes down onto Risquek. We see some autos coming down. He's going to jump to Evalite, though, to get on out, but he's going to share the Tristana Blast to ping them both a little bit. We're getting some decent action, but not a lot of kills this game, and we're still sitting there, even after the kill at this 500 gold lead.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where someone has an advantage, but I mean the only sizable gold or creep difference is in the mid lane between Corki and Kale, but it's only by 10, so it's not still a very close game here at 11 minutes.
And even then, oddly enough, Kale is actually up on gold by about 200. Oh no, Kale's the one that has the last CS mid. Oh my, excuse me.
Yeah, I think if Corki would have picked up that kill in the bot lane, it'd be a different story, but...
That's actually where all the gold lead is, I'm looking at here. We have Callista up 600 gold and Braum's up about 300. That's where a lot of the lead is. So this Evilite Respect bot lane putting in a lot of good work, giving Tree and Salvo a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I think a lot of that came from that great 4-man gank down at bot, though. They seem pretty even whenever they're just sort of trading, but Thor was able to come down as Corki and just sort of give them trouble with the Elise. And good coordination to get a little bit of a lead here.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that was a really solid movement. Just the Corki Valkyrie is just so strong, especially when you can just threaten a tower dive like that. You see pings going out. Looks like Team Boosted is moving around, either trying to position for that top tower or the Rift Herald. I'm not sure which. 4 people going on. That's going to say, we're going to take your top tower now. Try to see what Waifu Superstar says to stop this.
I don't even think they can do anything here. I mean, they're going to try to get the bot lane tower for it. But...
yeah, I think that's their only option here. So we'll see if Thor can hold them off while they take the top tower. Looks like Wang and Kragan are going to go ahead and start pushing down mid lane, saying if we can't get at him bot, we'll try to put some damage on mid. But they're going to get there and it's going to be a little late, so we'll see how much damage they're actually able to put on it. Meanwhile, Tree and Salvo actually putting a ton of damage on the spot wave as we see Thor rotating mid. Wang and Kragan leaving out though, but they're going to start, and they're going to find Thor. We're going to see what's going to happen from here. Lots of damage going on to Thor, but Thor's just going to Valkyrie over the wall and say see ya.
That's one of the drawbacks, I think, of playing Kale, is there are so many of these champions nowadays that have so much mobility. I mean, you can throw your Righteous Glory or Holy Fervor, whatever her Q is called. Let's look here, yeah. The Reckoning. You can throw down your Reckoning on them, but Corki, Ari, everybody seems to always have some sort of escape built into their kit that Kale just kind of lacks.
Yeah. That's kind of why I think they have people like Garxai and Nautilus on their team. Someone and Thresh just help keep them down so KO can put out tons of damage and help keep Tristana safe as well.
Definitely.
It was a really nice rotation, though. They were able to pull off and take up another tower, preventing them from just getting a tower for free in the top lane, leaving each team with one outer tower left.
Definitely. It seems like Kawhi Superstar has their mid tower, which would be the one that I would prefer to have up out of all the outer towers, but
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see if Boosted Friendship is able to. It seems like they're all coordinating their backs right now. We'll see if they can't push up mid here.
So not only do they have their mid tower still, which is like the ideal outer tower to still have, but it's been untouched. It has not had a single point of damage on it this entire game.
Wow, very true. That's going to be a hard siege then in that situation.
Yeah, I was like, you got to sink a lot of time into that, or just if you want to siege that, it's a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see Tree and Salvo moving over to the top while we have Kragan and Wang picking up the Rift Tailor for the first time this game. But we have all of Team Boosted Friendship pouring down the middle lane, trying to go ahead and get some damage onto this untouched, pristine tower. And
Thor's going to blow the package.
Should we, is that a premature ejaculation there?
See, I don't know. As much as I would like to think about that, did he blow it to clear creep? I'm so confused. Maybe it was about to run out, and he just like, well, I may as well use it or lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. I did not see. I was not paying attention too closely to that in particular. So.
Yeah, I was not even expecting it, honestly, but
yeah. Also, just like look over and just brrr, pulling it on.
Well, they are keeping Fiora up here in the top lane. She does have teleport, but she also has Titanic Hydra, so she may just try to split this out.
Yeah, Waifu Superstar going in. They're going to land a hook onto Thor Oak, so it's going to be a big pick. He's going to try and flash up, but he's getting CC for days. He's going to cleanse and get away, but the Nautilus is still chasing him down, but with the heal, he's going to get out. Lots of abilities burn, but in the end of the day, no one dies. Thor has a panic out, but we have Waifu Superstar going in to go ahead and pick up their first dragon of the game.
But meanwhile in the top lane and the mid lane. So Blue's going to pick up that dragon here while mid is taken by Team Boosted Friendship. Fiora ending up not being able to get that top tower, but they
will burn the teleport for the troubles. And a really solid play out of both these teams, just making sure that no one's getting anything for free. Every time someone's trying to take an objective, someone else is going to take another one. Well, there's been like a decent amount of action, not a lot of kills. There's been a lot of good strategic play in this series, which is something we probably were not expecting to say coming into this.
I don't know. I kind of always expect. I'm gonna expect Kawhi Superstar to always be sort of a more strategic, slow playing team, just because a lot of them have a lot of ranked 5 experience, so they're able to take it slow, not panic, that sort of thing.
On the other hand, we did see like maybe Thor coming in has helped bring a nice voice of reason, because we saw this team Boosted Friendship have a lot of struggles with their macro gameplay last week. AJS Zeros and Wang saying, okay, let's get this last tower. Dragon's kind of scouting out ahead, but he's going to get picked up by Risquet. The stun is going to go down, though. He's going to flash out before a 4th auto can land.
Maybe a little bit of a ballsy try to Stone Bros take by Kragan, but
yeah,
in the end they get the tower.
Stone Bros. Found the enemy team.
Yeah. So 3 towers to 3, 1 dragon to 1, and a 1k gold lead over towards Boosted Friendship here.
Yeah. As I said, this is, we're 18 minutes into the game. This is pretty dang even. 1k is a sizable gold lead at this point, but it's nothing that is even close to insurmountable.
Now, if I remember to last week, it was around 20 to 25 minutes that Kawhi Superstar really turned up the heat. They really started making big plays. They seemed to group around this time and really hit their power spike in stride. So we'll see if they try to pick up the pace here in the next couple minutes.
Yeah, so try to see if we can start seeing some of that team fighting action going on. There isn't any major objectives besides tier 2 towers at the moment, so everyone's just kind of safely positioning and working on farming themselves up. Baron's up in a minute, but Dragon's not up for quite a while afterwards. And 20-minute Baron seems a little ambitious from either of these teams.
Yeah, I definitely do not see a 20-minute Baron, especially Tree likes to call it the throw buff affectionately. I don't see him asking his team to do a 20-minute Baron.
No, we're going to see a little people kind of jumping in here and there. Quick little skirmishes, but nothing like that. Almost like both these teams are a little afraid of fighting each other in a full 5-on-5. Just haven't been able to feel out and try to figure out who's so strong. But Kragen's going to go in, jump up, get the knock up on her squad, but he's going to jump to Evelite. Evelite's going to have flash dodging AGS0's hook. AGS0's going to land the ult though, and everyone's going to pile on Evelite. Evelite's going to still stay alive somehow, hopping around. Kragen's jumping in. Kragen's going to go down. Extra on the side, hiding on Dub Drum. Salva's going to go in onto Thor Odin's son. My Wang's going to get kited out by on the win, and AGS0's going to fly onto her, trying to put some CC down. And this is just an entire mess of a fight, guys. And Salva's going to finally go down. On the wind's coming in to clean up X's tree. He's going to flash over the wall, and HS0 is left with the rest of the team.
And he's going to fly out of there with Thresh Hook. Or with Thresh Lantern. Man, that was a long-ass team fight. Holy moly. If you look at ults, Evelite didn't even have time to pop his ult. He was CC'd for days. Almost literally.
Yeah.
He didn't even have time to throw the Braum into the engage. But
yeah, I was extremely surprised that he even lived long enough to like heal and get out. I thought he was dead like 3 times before the time he did, but
it seemed like he was
Superstar was not going to let him go.
Yeah, it seemed like he was, gosh, I want to say sub at least 200 health throughout that time there. And then it seemed like he was trying to backpedal so he could get enough distance between him and the enemy team to pop his ult, but just wasn't able to create that separation.
Yeah, they still were able to pick up the fight though. They were going to go ahead and get a 3 for 2, and they picked up the mid tower.
So it looks like that going in favor of Boosted Friendship, now moving their lead to 2,000 gold. And a pretty even kill spread too throughout that fight. It looks like everybody picked up at least 1 kill, save for Braum.
Yeah, I have to imagine they're feeling pretty good after that fight.
What's the
especially
next
considering how everyone just piled onto Evelite. That's a good question. We got Dragon coming up in a minute. We have the 2 other outer towers. I imagine we'll probably just see nothing. Like, everyone's going to go ahead and just kind of set up vision and clear wards until Dragon comes along.
Yeah, okay. That's probably a good call. I would like to see a Dragon fight happen here in the next 45 seconds. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. So I imagine that will be a fairly well-contested object. I mean, it's second Dragon of the game. Neither team has a really big Dragon lead. So...
I see Elise building Deadman's Plate first item. Now, I have not seen enough Elises in like the past month to know if that's the correct thing to do, why you would do that. I guess she's just trying to be a big old CC bot. With her stun, and then she'll get a little bit of slow out of that Deadman's Plate.
Yeah, just pick up some tankiness and a little bit of utility. Okay. So I guess we got to see this Elise try to become the tank of the team because they don't really have anyone else besides Braum.
True.
We're gonna see Waifu Superstar trying to argue. They have established control of the river, but they're all within vision. We're gonna see what's gonna happen when Boosted goes in. Waifu Superstar's gonna start up the Dragon. Boosted's gonna come in though. They're still on it. We're going to see what's going to go on. Kragen's pushing it down. He's going to smite the secure, and now we have the fight. Everyone's piling in the middle. AJS are taking a ton of damage. The Grand Challenge goes out on Salvo. Meanwhile, Xmas Tree and Kragen in the back line of Boosted. Xmas Tree's going to go down, though. We're going to have a 1 for 0 with a lot of traded blows.
There were so many champions.
Oh, Thor's flashing in. He's going to continue to shoot rockets. The Braum Q is going to land the slow on My Wang, and he's going to go down here.
All right, so a 1 for 1 in the end. Or 2 for 0
2 for
in
0.
the end.
2 for 0. They traded 2 kills for Dragon, but they're going to move on to the top lane. They have a way of crashing in, and they're probably going to be able to pick up another outer turret, most likely.
I would worry there, though. Thor is very low here, 1/5 of his health. I'd be worried if I was him, but I mean, the rest of his team is going to be there to kind of back him up. And that's another tower, wow. So 2 kills and a top tower in that fight.
In exchange for Dragon.
Yep.
I think that overall was a trade that was wanted by Boosted.
Yeah, definitely. Moves their lead up to 4.4k. Slowly rising here.
Meanwhile, while Boosted's recalling, we see every single person on Waifu Superstar pounding into the Baron pit. They're going to go ahead and clear out that pink ward. We'll see if they're going to go ahead and they go straight on to starting up the Baron. On the wins back here, and so is Dubdrum. Thor did not get to finish his recall, though. And Waifu Superstar decides that they did not have the time to do that Baron. Will settle for the lesser-known Scuttle Crab.
Now, I don't really know Corky's kit all that well after he got reworked. His package, how often does that pop up?
You know, that I actually don't know. I know it's a sizable cooldown. I think it's like 5 or 6 minutes at least. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Okay, thank you. Because I was gonna say if he had a package waiting back at base, he could have backed it real quick and then packaged in, but doesn't seem like he had the time.
It's 8 minutes. Every
8 minutes. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least finishing the Dead Man's Plate looks like Fiora's trying to build that Black Cleaver, do some more damage. Just kind of looking at builds here. Yeah, it all seems pretty standard to me. Looks like they're trying to set a vision here for this Baron fight, though. They cleared a lot of wards. The only sort of vision that Hawaii Superstar has is the Scuttle Crab that they killed just moments ago.
Yeah. And something to mention is Waifu Superstar.
What have I been saying?
Kawhi. You've been saying Kawhi Superstar.
Oh my god. Well, I don't know all these hip
Yeah, we're on the second week. We're still working on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, right now we have the Thor doing the other end of the split push, but he's gonna probably go back. Don't know if the package is available for him or not.
No, it doesn't look like he has one waiting. Looks like they're rotating down on Fiora here, but she is wise to that. She's just gonna back out.
Yeah, I was there. She should be able to get out in time. Yep. And meanwhile, we see every single person on boosted pouring straight onto the Baron now that they know that Waifu Superstar poured onto went down to try and catch the Fiora, but they're not going to start it.
The flash.
We're going to see a flash in. It's going to land on the tree, and Tree's going to get CC'd, and he's going to actually flash out and get the kill. He's going to live, but we're going to see the Fiora blow the teleport to come in. Tree's extremely chunked out, and he's going to recall, and we see Boosted just pour onto this Baron. They're going to try to see if they can finish it up.
And Swift does not have his TP. Yeah, he does not have his TP. Where did he use that prior? I don't even remember seeing a teleport.
I have no idea. Yeah, but we're going to see everyone here. Rexa's going to try and come over the wall, and maybe, nope. Inside, not a chance. So we're going to have a Baron picked up for Boosted. That's going to put a sizable gold lead now. They have a 5k gold lead coming in now, and they have the Baron buff.
I can definitely feel the momentum behind Boosted Friendship right now. Dragging up in a minute 30.
Stepped up their game, and Corky now has the package, so we'll see what he tries to do. They have a lot of playmaking potential in the next minute.
Do you think they'll try to make a play here in the next minute? I mean, you have Dragon up in a minute.
I think they're going to go ahead. He's going to blow the package and knock back Tree. Tree's going to exhaust him and flay him, but he's going to try to see if he can hang in there, but he's going to chunk down, and Thor's going to go ahead and pick up basically the solo queue. Brom's going to hop in just to pick up the assist.
Sharing is caring, after all.
Yeah. Got to get the extra gold. First assist is free gold. And we have a nice sizable wave here, Baron empowered, and they're going to go ahead and smash down this turret. Brom's actually going to screw around and just go straight on the ult, but he's going to whiff everybody. Meanwhile, AJ Sear's going to come in, but on the wind's going to head and just grand challenge him and melt him. Kragan's going to get hit up for a ton of damage, but MyWang's going to give him invulnerability, but it's not going to be enough. Salvo also getting locked up. Salvo goes down, and that's probably game.
Wow.
We have MyWang and Xmas Tree versus 5 members, and Boosted pouring down onto their Nexus.
It just seemed like...
On the way, jumps in, locks up Wang. Wang's going to go down, Tree's going to hook Dubdrum, and this will probably be it,
And just like that, I don't think anyone was expecting a win in the next minute, but they pushed down 3 mid towers, an inhib, and the Nexus, and win the game.
If you would have looked at this game like 2 minutes ago, and right before that he got that Baron, like, both teams are sitting there 5v5. If you would have told me that there'd only be like 4 kills and this game was won in the next 2 minutes, I would have been like, you're crazy.
Yeah, forget about it. That's not happening. You're a liar. But here it is. It happened.
Yeah, that was insane.
So who do you wanna call in here?
That's a tough
I
decision.
mean, I think
definitely want to see.
who do you want to see? It might be the
I
same
definitely want
one.
to see Thor.
Thor. Okay,
want to
that's
see
who
the
I wanted to see too.
Yeah. Really solid Valkyrie packages, made a lot of plays there.
Yeah, sure. Let's
Early
pull
on.
Thor in here.
Okay.
If,
Do we want to grab anyone else? Maybe the Braum. Braum had some.
yeah,
pretty
we
good
could we could
plays.
call Respect in here.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Do you have admin to move him in here?
Oh, I do not actually. I have admin on like a few
User
channels,
was
but not all
moved
of
to
them.
your channel.
Here we go.
Thank you.
474.
Whoever
Well,
did
What's up, guys? How's it going?
it is.
Congratulations
going well.
on
User
your
was
win.
moved to your channel.
Thank you very much.
You guys, I just have to say, that took me completely by surprise. I don't think I was more surprised than, not Kawhi Superstar, but Team Heart. I feel like they were completely taken by complete surprise by that sudden, oh gosh, a minute and a half sweep of 3 towers and the Nexus.
Yeah, so when we found Tree over there in the river, I was told that he didn't have flash, and just to make a play, and we did. And Win called out that mid lane had a huge wave, so we just kind of rotated along with him, and just a good series of plays ended us winning the game.
Yeah, that so was it a global sort of, Corky, you need to make that play, you need to get in there, you need to kill that Thresh, or was it just you saw him out, you dived him?
After I heard that he didn't have flash, I just kind of saw him out and went for the pick.
There you go. Okay, well it worked out for you pretty well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We really just kind of believed in the power of friendship.
Yeah,
So,
no,
Yeah.
it,
The power of
truthfully, I
friendship
think that's the
really
only
pushed
reason
us
I
we
was
along.
gonna say
So
we had Team Heart versus Team Friendship.
Oh.
So
This was the
we had
friendliest
a
game.
Another friendly anime game where we had to decide which is stronger, the power of love or the power of friendship. And as we saw, friendship triumphed.
I will never
I
complain. Go for it.
truthfully think this is the most macro game you're ever going to see in the SBL. We were very heavily counting TP timers and calling out TPs, and like as soon as we saw Nautilus cancel that TP after we caught out Tree, right above their red almost, or their blue almost, we just went immediately for the Baron call because we knew it was going to be 5v4 regardless of what happened. So I think just as a team, everyone kept track of timers, and I think we did a really good job of just working together and keeping track of everything and working the map. So it was a good feeling.
Yeah, you guys did an amazing macro game that game, especially against a team that really depends on the late macro gameplay. So that was good.
So we made a comment about how both teams played a very tight macro game early on. No one was ever getting anything 1-for-0. It was always if someone took something, somebody else took something else. You took bot tower, they took top. Same reverse. Someone got dragon, someone got a tower. It was really impressive tactical gameplay.
Yeah, over the week we were just working on it because we knew Swift and Tree would try to play the macro game, so we just tried to get it down so that we could at least match them on it.
Yeah, it really showed. I know Dan and I have this one question, however, in particular. That Valkyrie into the mid tower with the
Yes.
package.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing that up.
So you want to
So-
explain that?
Yeah, I had my finger on the W key and I thought it was on Q. I was just trying to clear the minions
Let
and
me
then
walk
accidentally...
you through the play-by-play of that. Oh shit, wrong button. Oh no, wrong button. Oh no, wrong button. That's literally all I heard. I don't know what's happening.
basically what happened.
Yeah, they say we saw that. We're like, oh, he just Valkyried up and down the minion wave with the package. Did he really just want? Was that a misclick or?
Yeah.
The
I have
second
no
one
idea
was
what it is.
panic. The second one was panic.
And for
Pure
good
panic.
reason. I mean, if you package into the enemy team with I think Thresh and Nautilus were both waiting there. The package Valkyrie out of there was pretty needed, but I think you're a little lucky, man. I want to throw that out there. With 2 hooks on the enemy team and both your Valkyrie and your package down, I think they might have been able to make a play, but your team, if I remember correctly, were there to kind of body block for you and say, please don't pull him, he doesn't
Yeah.
have Valkyrie off cooldown.
I was a little bit more spooked at fight around our blue buff when I got hooked and bursted. That had me a little more scared than that one.
Oh, yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have anything. I don't have anything more unless you do, Thrifty.
Do you guys have any closing remarks or anything? You obviously had a rough week when we had the cheeseburger sub in, but now you have your full 5 and you're able to show us the power of friendship. Anything else new? Or...
Yeah, I'm just coming into the league trying to show people what it's like to be a trailer dick garbage mid laner, like Swift says.
Oh.
Well, you trailer dicked him pretty hard in this game, so.
I just want to remind Wayne that the power of love is enough. It's more than enough.
All right.
Well,
thank you guys for joining
thank
us.
you guys,
And,
too.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Thanks for
on your
having us.
win.
Thank you guys.
All right, well, we're going to cut the stream here for a couple minutes, and then we will come back with the last game, Game 3 of Season 7, Week 2 of the Batty League.